Hello to all of you bold, beautiful, brilliant, and highly evolved souls. I'm Davina, and today I want to talk about the crazy making tactics of a narcissist. And I believe I have 10 here. Number one, being non-responsive. This is a huge one, and it's quite an easy one to do. They can give you the silent treatment, which means they just completely stop talking to you. Or they might stonewall and just say, well, I have nothing to say about the subject, or I'm done with this conversation, and and basically, dismiss your whatever issue or needs you're bringing to the conversation. Another clever one they use is not answering your questions directly. So you might ask just a simple question. Again, you might be expressing your feelings or something you need. And they, instead of answering yes or no, or yes, I can do that, or, they will somehow evade answering, maybe answering at all, or answering in a very indirect kind of way, like almost like a politician would maybe answer indirectly, so that these tactics leave you confused. They leave you wondering, why didn't they respond? Did I not say something clearly? And then again, of course, you're thinking like, is it me? Did I say it wrong? Or what just happened there in the conversation? So leaving you a lot of questioning, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of confusion. Number two, word salad. This is where they end up sort of, again, you're trying to start a conversation about something, and they end up talking sort of nonsense, and you're just like, what's happening here? They might use some circular kind of arguments, or just sort of talking in circles where you don't seem to ever kind of get to any sort of conclusion. They might deflect to something else that's unrelated, and do anything but talk about the topic at hand that you want to talk about. And this, again, can leave you feeling very confused and muddled, and what happened here, or they even reply to what I was trying to say, and nothing really gets resolved. Yeah, it's a very nasty kind of tactic. Number three, false apologies. They might seem like they're apologizing, but you're left feeling like, that didn't quite feel like an apology, really. The classic, I'm sorry you feel that way, or I'm sorry you thought my comment was dismissive, or I didn't intend to hurt you, which of course means nothing. So they will find, or even just that, like, I'm sorry if, oh, I'm sorry if you're angry, when you've already told them that you're angry, right? So yeah, false apologies that really they're not owning their behavior. They don't care about your feelings. There's no empathy, there's no sincerity, there's nothing heartfelt about it. It's just to sort of, hopefully, they want to just close the books on that and move on, because obviously narcissists do not want to take any kind of responsibility or accountability for their behavior, so they will never really truly say sorry. Number four, gaslighting. Of course, this one, makes you completely doubt your own reality, possibly your memories. It can range from being, kind of, I don't say mild, but, like less severe gaslighting to very extreme gaslighting. This also includes invalidating your feelings, saying, you don't feel that way, or trivializing, minimizing your feelings, so that you're again left wondering, you're doubting yourself, you lose trust in yourself, you lose trust in your own feelings, your own perceptions, your own, even your own opinions, your own memories. It can be very, very damaging. Number 5, blame shifting. This again kind of ties in with the false apologies, I suppose. Yeah, they do not want to apologize. And so they'll do anything to avoid that. So blame shifting is a very convenient way to shift the blame onto you. So they will get you to believe that you did something wrong, or like, yeah, and it could be they'll again use kind of a deflection to kind of like, well, you brought that up to me like too late, or why are you bringing this up to me in an email? We should be doing it face to face. And they'll really try to shift it around so it's suddenly you're not even talking about the topic anymore. Again, you're just focusing on something completely different, and of course it's blaming you. Or why didn't you bring this up to me before? So blame shifting again, leaves you feeling confused and possibly deeply ashamed. Number 6, being judgmental or using condescending comments. For example, they might walk into your house and like, you should be decorating these walls, just making you think like, maybe I should be decorating my walls. If you're in an insecure place already, like if you've already had this background, then you're obviously more prone to it, to believing in these kind of comments, because when you were a child, this is the way your parents talk to you. Or they might subtly, condescend you, like you don't know what you're doing, like you're just a child, or what I'm doing is like, I'm going to this yoga class and it's such a great community. We all get together and we're having such a wonderful time. And oh, what you're doing, you're just going to that church service, and that's not really a community. They'll just sort of slip in these kind of things. It could be even just snide comments. Condescending comments can be very sneaky and very subtle. Even how much you making, or you should really be making more than that. They're really not well intentioned. They really just want to shame you and judge you, and again leave you with that, I should be like, what, maybe I should be making more, I don't know, maybe I should be charging more for my services or whatever, leaving you again in doubt, in confusion, in shame. Number 7, I know you know this one, telling you that you are too sensitive, too needy, or overreacting. So, they've done something and you're bringing up your feelings about it. You're sharing, I feel, or even it could just be something happened to you at work and you're trying to, share about it, and they just, completely dismiss what you're feeling. You're just too sensitive about this, you're being too needy. And it can also be a way for them to avoid, for example, if you're trying to get them to do something simple, like, hey, I'd really appreciate, I just want to talk to you about something, and could you just reflect back to me, it just really helps when you can reflect, and they'll be just like, oh, you're just too needy, and it's because they can't do that, right? But again, as a child, or, when that's coming from your parents, you're going to feel, and again, of course, as you're an adult, we just end up repeating these patterns subconsciously. And it's very painful to be told that, you're too sensitive, especially when you are a highly sensitive person. But I think sensitive really means aware, that's what I think sensitive means. It's a high level of awareness, high level of understanding the subtleties of things, and both inner and outer worlds. Number 8, provoking you or baiting you. And they can do this in I'm sure in many ways, but they can intentionally, push your buttons, get you to, to, get you emotional, play on your insecurities. And, for your parents, they were the ones that projected these insecurities onto you in the first place. And now they're provoking them in you so that you're again, like feeling that shame, feeling that doubt about yourself, doubting your abilities, maybe. And you may also end up, defending yourself, over explaining yourself in this situation because they're provoking you in some way. So also this ties in, I guess, with the kind of judgmental comments and insults and things like that. Anything like that, which gets you on guard and gets you kind of like, you suddenly feel like you're on the defense and you need to explain yourself. Number 9, intermittent reinforcement. This is a huge one. They're the love bomb followed by the devaluation, the hot and the cold. They're being warm to you one minute, and then the next day, they're showing their disdain for you. They're, criticizing you or whatever. So these inconsistent behaviors keep you unbalanced, keep you walking on eggshells. And it also creates a powerful trauma bond because now you're bonded to this person, and yet, you keep thinking that they are going to eventually, give you that. It's like the gambling, you lose, and then, oh, you get a little win. So it's that kind of intermittent reinforcement that keeps us addicted, literally addicted to our parents, and then in the future, possibly to other narcissists. And number 10, following on that, is the cognitive dissonance that is caused by the trauma bonding. So again, you get that love bombing stage at the beginning, and you think that they love you, and they're telling you how wonderful you are, and you believe that, and you believe in this false self that they sort of, this persona that they put on, that they're a good person, and that they're so loving or whatever. And you have this image in your mind of that's who they are, and you expect them to be kind, you expect them to be empathetic, but then they turn it off, and then they begin the abusive, devaluating stage. And the problem happens in our mind is that if this is our parents, we have to hang on to the image that these caregivers are going to be are capable and are loving, and we need to hang on to that. So in order to create a sort of harmony in our mind, because we don't like the cognitive dissonance, it doesn't work, right? So we need to create some sort of harmony so that we will justify their behaviors, in some way, or minimize their behaviors. Oh, that wasn't so bad. That's a very common one. It wasn't that bad. And also take on that shame, that's actually their shame, right? And but I had something really written really small here. Yeah, and then also, of course, thinking that you are the cause of their behavior, that it is simply something innately wrong with you that is causing them to behave in these unhealthy and abusive ways. So the cognitive dissonance, again, keeps you, confused, and then like explaining and kind of justifying, well, they did that because of this, and they were just stressed out that day, whatever. So you keep holding on to that image that they're a kind and wonderful person, when really they're not. The impacts of this, of course, are many, are completely detrimental to one's development as a child, and extremely damaging. They take up a lot of your mental resources. I mean, just thinking about all these things, It's just absolutely training to be wondering, of course, like, why didn't they respond to me? And you're going over a conversation in your head. Oh my God. And you could spend hours trying to figure something out, if like when they gave you a word salad. So they're taking up your mental energy so that you make easier prey, basically, so that they can prey on you, so that you're not, you don't have that energy. And you probably don't also have the energy for your proper self-care and everything else, or doing things that are going to fulfill you. Yeah, walking on eggshells, as I mentioned, just constantly on guard and trying to behave in ways that you think that will keep them calm or keep them, from getting into their rage. They leave you feeling confused and uncertain about things. Things seem so unpredictable. You question, you doubt yourself, you lose your identity, you lose trust in yourself. They ruin your self-esteem and your self-confidence. And of course, they have projected so much shame onto you that was theirs. So then you have to deal with a whole bunch of shame. The impacts are just, I'm sure there's like 100 more that it is just, it's a very horrendous and horrible kind of abuse. And sometimes I just need to remember that. And I hope this has been validating for you in some way. And I'm wishing you so many blessings on your journey of healing and awakening. And I'm Davina at Boldness Blooming. Thanks for watching.